So today I'm just continuing working on my junk journal that I've been filming and making. So right now, I'm sure you can see all the paper clips. There's a lot of them. I just went through and randomly picked spots. I want to have tuck spots and belly bands, and yeah. So that's how I do it. I go through and pick where I want stuff and how I want it. And then I just put paper clips and I have them kind of hanging out everywhere so I know where they're at. And then I just make what I want there and how I want it. And then I attach it back to the paper clip. And then when I'm done, I pull out my sewing machine and I sew all the tuck spots, belly bands, everything. Like stitch all the way around them and all that. To also help hold them together. I glue them, but I also like to stitch them, not just for the appearance, but I love the appearance of the stitching, but I also do it to permanently hold them together. So even if the glue somewhere down the line doesn't work anymore, still will hold. And then I put them back on the paper clip so I know where that exact thing is supposed to go in the book. And then after that's done, I go back through like fourth time and glue everything down. And then once it's glued down, I take the paper clip away, and then yeah, that's my process on how I do that. All right, and I've got like tons of supplies here, as I'm sure you can see. I have this was actually the first book that I pulled apart to make a junk journal, that French book, and it's a vintage, and it's very lovely vintage book paper. Like, it's very properly aged. So I've been using this on all the junk journals I've been making. I still got a lot, so I have this pulled out to make tuck spots. It makes a lovely little corner tuck spots. I also have this. I thought about making it like belly bands or tuck spots with the papers, but instead I think I might just make ephemera with this instead. But if I change my mind, that's why it's there. I also have the leftover fabrics that I use to make this specific junk journal. I use fabric a lot for like belly bands and tuck spots and stuff. I've got my vintage ribbon and new ribbons. Yeah, I got all those, so if I want to use them for any of tuck spots or belt bands, I can. Also have this out that I got. Might just use it on ephemera though, but you never know, so I have it out. I also have my scrapbook papers out. Excuse me, my throat's a little dry this morning. I also have all these papers that from when I made the signatures that I have left over from when I cut them down to size. And as you see, I forgot to point it out when I made my last video, but when I made the signatures, the scrapbook papers, the ones I got from Hobby Lobby aren't double-sided picture. They're just picture on one side and then blank on the other. So then what I proceeded to do was with two different Dollar Tree wrapping papers. This one with the vintage Santa and deer that I showed you in one of my hauls, and then this gingerbread cookie one. Those two wrapping papers I just glued on the backs of all the scrapbook papers, the same amount, so that way they were even throughout the whole book. So I had the vintage theme going on and the gingerbread theme, so there was less white going on. I like white, but not just tons of white. So that's why you'll see some of these that have that, but also gives a different texture and feel. But yeah, so I have a lot of these bigger ones, but I also have quite a few of these longer, thinner ones. I could also make good belly bands. These could too. These are a little thick, but I could come down if I wanted a thicker one. If I want a thinner one, I got this. Even for tuck spots and stuff, the thicker ones will be awesome. So I'm definitely going to use these because then I have 2 side options, which is, you know, great. I also even have from, what is that? Oh. I also have from Candyland that I got from Dollar Tree. The other parts of the board, and I covered it in wrap paper on the other side because it's just white. But I have this too that I could use. Like this would make a lovely belly band. It's a good thickness and everything. I would just have to sew it and the work is done for me. That's great. This could also make like a good tuck spot either this way or probably go this way. But I could even maybe make two of them with it. So I'm definitely going to use these. I'm going to have them here so I don't forget. Also with the Candyland name, I still got this stuff left from the Dollar Tree box. So I'm definitely going to use these. I might use them for ephemera, but I could also use them for decorating the tuck spots and belly bands. Came with stickers, like, yeah. I would definitely recommend using these kind of games in your junk journals from Dollar Tree. And then I also have this from that box I took apart that had this vintage Santa face on it that I made this flip with. It's a Santa's Christmas list. This one says that too. So this, thinking I'll probably use it to use a belly band of sorts or a tuck spot or something. But yeah. So we'll see. I can use that. And if I don't use it for a belly band or tuck spot, I can use it for ephemera. Like I could cover this whole side with writing paper and then sew it. And then I could just use it for writing on as ephemera too. So I might do that even. Okay. Now let's get started. So I just go to where I have it marked. See, I marked the first page white. And I wanted it here. It's a little tuck spot, and I wanted a corner tuck spot. So I think to keep it simple, I'll start with something simple. So I'm going to take a page of this. I need this, and then I need and I don't know, I might end up needing the tape, the glue, but I don't know. I'm gonna take out my bone folder, and there's even more of these thinner papers in here that I've got from all the cutting. Okay. Then when I rip out the paper, I like to then cut off the ripped edge and do it straight. So I square it on here, and that's why I always have this board on here so I don't cut this, but also, or stain the lid, but it's to also help me measure things quickly. So I use down here and up there to measure. Okay. And then I like this because then I pull the safety down. And I use this to cut the papers when I measure them, but see how nice that is. Like, it works on fabric or papers, and I use it on paper most of the time, but it's really quick and easy. And see, then it's done. I also just got this yesterday. because this doesn't work when I'm working through with a lot of thick paper like the signatures. It takes forever, it hurts my hands, but it's good for just like quick single little things. So I still keep it and use it. So I got this yesterday actually for when I'm cutting signatures in the future, or other things that might be harder. So then it's just a switchblade, and I put a blade in it. It came with 3 blades, and it also has this part where you can cut like string or little papers or something, because the blade is there as well. So it goes in there and you cut it. That's quick release to get it in or out. And then this part is cool. It's got a cool little compartment back here. And this is where the 3 blades were that came with it. And there's still 2 in there. And it's nice. It just holds it for me. So then in the future when I'm running low, I can get more blades and put them in there. It's just nice. So that's why I have that. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Okay. So then, and I know it's not like proportionate, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to cut it again anyway. So then I just like to fold and this one to start with. I like to just start with the plain, simple one, not one that has to be like, you know, extravagant when I do my first tuck or belly bands. Like, I get more and more extravagant as I go, but the first one I always like just to ease my way into it. So, and I forgot to get my distress ink. I'm gonna grab that now. And I have other colors too, but this is vintage photo. It's just easy to grab it. And it's just a plastic container I ripped off something when I was opening something. I've just been keeping it and using it, and so it works for me. And to keep it simple, I think I'm gonna just glue it down first before I distress it. And this is the glue I'm using. It's Scotch Crate glue stick. It's multi-purpose, but it's a permanent glue stick. See, it says permanent right there. And I bought them off of Amazon because I couldn't find them anywhere else. And it's not like a regular glue stick. It's like permanent. It actually reminds me a lot of the fabric glue I use, or my glue stick, because it leaves little stringies when you use it. So I use it for lots of things. I use this and the fabric tack glue the most, because they're both just wonderful. I love them. Okay, so after gluing that down, then I like to distress the edges. And I like having everything cut and glued and distressed, and anything I'm gonna sew on it. Like, I like everything ready to go before I go to the sewing machine. So then I know exactly what to sew where, how I want it, and also where it's supposed to go. So then I pull each thing out, sew it, put it back where I got it, and then move on to the next paper clip. That way when I'm done with everything and I'm gluing everything down where I want it, like, it's just faster and easier. And I like ripping the edge because it gives you the more distressed look. I also like running it along like that. And some people distress so fast because they don't put hardly any on, but I like quite a bit of distress ink on, so Okay. So that one's pretty simple. You know, I might definitely use some of these ribbons. Since it's a Christmas journal, definitely want to use some of these. And then if I need to go get more for like ephemera and stuff, I can. But I mean, I've got quite a bit, so it should be fine. Okay. Now I got my Fabri-Tac. And the Fabri-Tac you can get anywhere. I got it at Walmart. You can get it off Amazon. You can get it at any craft store. You can get it at any craft section in any store. Like, it's very easy to get. I also have tried the Tommy Boy glue, water-based glue, and I do like that glue as well. I just find it's not as universal as Fabri-Tac or the Scotch glue. And this glue, like when it's a thin paper or something, or just paper on paper, I like using it because then it's permanent, but it doesn't wrinkle the papers, it doesn't seep through. I don't have any of those problems that I can run into with other glues. But the Fabri-Tac is great when it's like a really big project, or when I'm using fabric, like gluing fabric on paper or paper on fabric. Then it's really nice, you know, to use. And this, when I sew it, I might use white thread here. Normally I use black, and I still might use black there, but then white there. I don't know, but let's see. Okay, and then stick it there. See, look at that. Adorable. And then I leave it there, move on to the next one. It's gonna be on this side. And it's gonna be belly band, and I clipped it here on the side because I wanted it to go this way. Horizontal instead of vertical. How to decide how I want that. What do I want to use? Where it's a plaid, I might want to use a thinner paper. Where it's a plaid, I might either want to use like different design than plaid. So the Santa one might be good, stocking one might be good, even the green might be good. Music. More music. Also these gingerbready ones, but I don't want to use those. More of these. Music. That. Santa. Stocking. Okay. Alright. Okay, so what do I want to use? Probably the one go with stocking, maybe? Or green. Oh, the green is interesting. Santa could be good. Maybe. Or just the music could be nice. think I'm going to use this one. I'm using this over there. Then I'm going to do quick measure. Normally I don't do this, but just over 4.5. But I wanted to use this part of it. I just want to see if I don't know, I still might have to cut more off, but yeah, I like that for horizontal. I'm still going to have to cut some more off. Yeah, this was on. I could have had it this way, but I liked it this way better, so smudge off, so now I might have cut it too short. On the title, yeah, I did in the middle. But it's okay, because when I do that, sometimes I find it works out okay, because then I can do, like, add some lace to it. Or ribbon. Like, I can add some ribbon. And it makes it longer, but it makes it look a lot more special. Yeah. And even though the scrapbook paper is naturally sort of distressed, like there's still white along the edge, so I need to get rid of that white, so that's why I'm distressing it. Plus it does add a little bit extra distressing, and it looks nice. And then before I cut any more off the ribbon, I like to just see how that looks. Because sometimes the little extra ribbon looks good, but you know, I think I'm going to need just slightly more on this side. So I'm using Fabri-Tac because it works great for gluing down fabric on paper or paper on fabric. It also works good for paper with paper too. But usually if I'm going to go with the paper on paper route, I try to use the glue stick to prevent wrinkles and such. And to save on the Fabri-Tac a little bit. Because it's not like super cheap, but it's not super expensive either. And the glue sticks that I get either aren't super cheap either. But, like, I mean, they're all affordable. So, now look at that. That's cute. Okay. When I sew that, it'll really bring it all together. And now that pushes out a little bit more. Yeah, see, no, it's perfect. Okay, so then I put it here, but actually I'm going to just do it here because then I'll know. But okay, and then the next one's right here. I want it up here. Now, let's see, what do I want to use? Okay. And I like doing these triangle tucks a lot in the corners, but I've done lots of different kinds. And then I do squares, books, like fold outs. Do lots of different ones. Because this is a thicker paper. I'm going to cut it instead of rip it. With thicker paper, it's really nice to have a bone folder. This one I think I'll leave to open up because then you can see the wrapping paper on the other side, the vintage Santa and his deer. So even though you might look at me like that was a lot of work to glue all that wrapping paper on the other side of the papers, yeah, it was, but because I did that, now there's a lot less white in my junk journal. But now with even making tuck spots or belly bands, mostly tuck spots, like, or even ephemera with all those papers, which I'm going to do, so I don't waste stuff, it makes it so I have less work to do because I don't have to decorate the inside now because it's already decorated. Although I need to glue this down a little bit better because sometimes the glue starts drying before I get the paper on there. So, because it's also a fast drying glue, just like the Fabri-Tac is, which I like and don't like. Like, I like how fast it is because I don't have to sit around waiting forever for things to dry. Which the Tomboy, I do have to wait forever. But the nice thing about Tomboy is when it finally dries, it hardens. And so it's just really nice. It's very permanent, very like hard, really nice glue as well. And that one's a water-based glue. And that's nice for certain things that you're gluing, projects and such. But I don't know. I don't always like waiting, so that's why I like the Fabri-Tac and this, because they dry really quick. And even if things don't get all the way put down before they start drying, and I have to go back a little bit, like, that's okay, because it doesn't bother me, and it's quick. This dries fast, and once it's on there good, like now this will be down permanent. It won't give me any more problems. And I was working really fast, to be fair, because I had a lot to do of those papers, and I was trying to just get it done. If I had taken a bit more time, like, this wouldn't have happened. But most of the papers did glue down really well, so. Okay. Gotta keep my papers separated. The garbage pile over here and the not garbage pile over there. Okay, and then I'll sew that, and then when I do, it'll just look absolutely adorable. And I could even stick more decoration on it if I want to. Which, you know, I might. But I might not, because this alone with the stitching will be more than enough. You know, it'd be cute and pretty. Okay. Then this one, I want the belly band this way. So now I think I might use this one right here. But I think the way I'm going to measure this, cut it, I'm going to hold it there, go from the bottom up, because this is mostly blue sky and I want this other parts more. So then I just go up to the top of this page. And cut. And that I could use for something maybe, but maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, so you know that fits like perfect. Now I just got to distress it. And this side doesn't really matter too much, so I'm just going to rip that little piece off rather than glue it down, because that no one's going to see that side because it's a belly band. So I'm going to distress this. The other thing I like using about these boards from the games from Dollar Tree is they're really flimsy for playing the actual game, but for junk journaling it's actually really pretty sturdy, and so it makes like your belly bands or tuck spots or ephemera like much more heavy duty, which is nice, you know. Alright, so now that's done. That was quick. And that's another reason why I like using some of this stuff that I've, normally you would see kind of like as garbage or something, like, instead of throwing it away. Instead of throwing it away, it's now being used, and it's so much faster and easier. So that's nice, you know. The next one's gonna be here, this plaid. So I either want something that isn't plaid, like these, and I can either use this side, whoops, where'd it go? Okay, knocked it off, or I can use this side. So that's the other really nice thing about gluing these papers on. It gives me double sides as options to use for ephemera or belly bands or tuck spots as well. So it's a green plaid. But I don't want these long thin ones. I would want one of these thicker ones. Oh, that's nice because that's the paper that I'm doing it on. So that'll make it easier for me to kind of hold something up against it to see if I like it, you know? I already did music paper, so I'm gonna probably go with either the stocking or the Santa, but I think the stocking is the way I'm gonna go this time. Most of the time though, I might use this, probably will use this side over this side, but you never know, I still might use that side because it's cute too, but I just like the scrapbook paper side better, so. And this side, I want to do, I think I'll do this. Bone folders are really great. I use them all the time. And I have 2 of them. I actually got it in a kit off Amazon. I had my, it was like a junk journal sewing kit. I should find it on Amazon and link it in my description for you guys. I should probably do that. That side's gonna be glued down. I have to remind myself of that when I start distressing. Like, you don't need that side, Chelsea. It's gonna be glued down. No one's gonna see it anywhere. And again, I don't glue stuff down right now because I am gonna go sew it on the sewing machine. So that's why it's not gonna get glued down right now. Otherwise, yeah, I would glue stuff down right now. And yeah, but I like to add more work for myself, apparently. No, I just really like the way stitching looks. Like, it looks so much better and homemade and beautiful. And it makes things stay together so much more permanently. Because even if you're using nice, good permanent glues, sometimes they still fail you. And eventually wear down and will come apart, but the stitching will take much longer for that to happen. So that's another reason why I like doing it. And where all these are lined with wrapping paper, it's gonna be really nice to have the stitching done, because then if they try to come up, I won't have to keep gluing them down forever. Like, they'll just be ready to go. See, look at that. So cute and very minimal work, you know, when you do it this way. Okay. So on the signature 2. Okay, it's gonna be belly bound this way. I just had to think. I was like, what? But I think instead of doing like a in the middle belly band like I normally do, which I still could do that. I was just thinking I might make a tuck spot down this way. I might do that because I like that. Okay. So now I want this off of it. So I'm gonna line it up. Square it up. Oops. Don't move on me. Okay. It keeps moving. Okay. Okay, like this. Now I got that part off. There, that looks better. Okay. Oh, that's what I just did. I was like, what the heck? Sometimes it's trouble for me to find where I'm going with this. Okay, and then this is how I usually do this. Okay. Then before I distress it all, make sure it's good. That's good. Okay. I also love the candy line because I think gingerbread, the candy theme, very much goes. Just like plaid does, in my opinion. But I also, they've got little gingerbread men all throughout the board. And I was like, oh my gosh. So, as well as like gumdrops, you know, like in Shrek, not my gumdrop button. That's definitely gingerbread. And peppermints and, you know, all of that just reminds me of gingerbread. So, yeah. I'm just going to stick this in a paper clip right here to remember where I want that. Okay, next spot is tuck spot up high. Okay. Okay, so something else I like to do. Doesn't really matter. So, I'm going to do this. I like using this book paper also to do this, and then I like I'm not gonna make, ooh, this one's almost out. Luckily I have one more, but I'm gonna have to make another order because it's I have one more, but it's my last one of these glue sticks. And this glue stick I went through way faster than the other two before it, so I think it's because of all the gluing down all those wrapping papers on the scrapbook paper. So, okay. So then I like taking paper and I either use fabric to line it, or I also like using it for scrapbook paper or decorating something else on it. And I think I want to use this maybe. Maybe I should remind myself where I'm doing it right here. Yeah. So plaid will go nice. I'm gonna find the easiest thing to do, at least when it's fabric, it's easier to cut it to size first and then glue it down with the fabric tack. But with paper, sometimes it's easier to then just place it on there, smooth it down. And because this is so thin, this glue definitely will work better than the fabric tack. Like, it's strong to keep it on there, but it's not going to wrinkle everything. It's not going to seep all through, even though it is seeping through a little bit. which it never does on most things, so it just shows how thin this is. So you definitely don't want to use Fabri-Tac on that. Like, Mod Podge could work as well. I don't use Mod Podge a lot, but you could. You could even use watered down, like Elmer's glue, and use that to glue it down as well. And it would work really well for something this thin. And it would give it a different texture than this glue will give it, because Mod Podge or like the Elmer's glue will make it kind of like rice papery. Which I could do, but okay. I'm gonna stick this over there. But now look, it's so cute, but you can still see all the writing through it. And then when I stitch it, oh, it'll be so cute. So that'll be adorable. Just stick that up there, ready to get stitched. Super quick and easy, which I like. Okay, another one that's up and down like that. And it's a plain paper, so I can use what I want. Maybe I'll use this one. I'm going to use this side, because the other side's got the corner ripped a bit. Okay. And then, after cutting it down to size, of course I'm going to stress it. Which this paper isn't distressed in any way. It's just plaid paper. So by distressing it, definitely adds awesome look to it. Okay. So now, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe and then I'm thinking it'll be like a double belly band. I'll just glue the edges down.
Mom?
Hmm?
You done?
No.
No? Okay.
It doesn't have to be glued down perfect either, because I'm going to sew it. Cut glue on it. Okay. And sorry, before you heard me say no, I was answering my daughter. She was talking to me through the door, asking me a question. So, when I sew, I'm going to just do it along the edges, not down the middle at all, and then there'll be another belly band right there, a looser one, and then this one. So then that's going to go right there. So I'm going to go down here. I think I'll use a different signature. We're gonna do this. Okay, after this tuck, I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm still probably gonna keep working on it and filming it, but it'll be for another video. This one is gonna be like almost an hour long. And even then, I still might cut it into 2 separate videos because it's kind of long to sit and watch someone junk journal. Like, I can junk journal for hours, but someone sitting there watching me for hours, it's not very realistic, I think. Although sometimes with the longer ones, I do like to turn them on while I'm junk journaling to feel like I'm junk journaling with someone else. Oh my gosh. It's actually really fun. And then sometimes I get really good ideas while I'm doing it, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm going to do that too. So, just like when I fold in the laundry, I like watching someone else doing laundry on YouTube. Because then I don't feel like I'm doing it alone, you know? Same kind of a thing. Okay. Go there. Perfect. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next video with me finishing this belly bands and tuck spots on. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Don't forget to ring the bell, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks, bye.